Soft pass. Lee Clifford pulls it away, and Colorado gets the easy one on the Hadley. Sees an opening, and here's De Silva. Hadley on the post up, pretty move. And you know what?
Well, there's some great highlights of the Buffs' season-opening victory over UC Riverside. This guy right here, an outstanding debut for the Buffaloes. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Buffalo Stampede. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. He's a new Buffalo. Get to know him. JVonne Hadley. Great hustle plays right there. Nice win in your debut. First off, talk about, just coming out of the blocks, getting a win against a very good UC Riverside team.
Yeah, I mean, we knew coming into the games that they were a really good team. Right away that we knew that, they were going to come out physical with some grit. We knew a little bit about their past with the Pac-12 teams. We know that, they like to show that they can belong and play at this level. So that was one of the biggest things, try to match their physicality and energy right from the get-go.
Yeah, the Highlanders the last couple of years, last year won at Arizona State, won at Washington a couple of years ago, beat Nebraska, so they've got no fear of playing top-level teams. All right, you ended up with 16 points and 9 rebounds. First ball game at this level. You had been at a four-year school earlier, but it's got to be rather rewarding, I would think, to come out and play that well early.
Oh, yeah, it feels pretty good just to show all the hard work that we've all put in since the summer, since we all met each other, and it feels good to see a lot of the that work showing off in the game and stuff like that.
JVonne, one other thing I like about your game, you got a Tad said to me one time, he said, you like JVonne Hadley, he makes winning plays. You had that one just behind you here. In fact, with a loose ball, you went down and out hustled somebody for it. There's a grit to your game, isn't there? Where's that come from?
Yeah, I mean, it comes from when I was younger, just being counted out and stuff like that. Growing up, a lot of people thought I couldn't play at this level, and so I just like to come out every night and show that I can play at this level.
I was going to say, do you play with a chip on your shoulder?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and even at junior college too.
Yeah.
It's junior college physical, so that's where I learned to be super physical and match a lot of people's energy. Usually the more physical guy wins the battle. So, I try to be that more physical guy.
I'd have to think that one thing Tad talked to you about after this ball game, because Colorado was very sharp in the first half. In fact, had 10 assists, only had 3 or 4 turnovers in the first half. But he probably talked about being consistent for an entire 40 minutes, didn't he?
Yep. Consistency is one of the biggest things that we work on and emphasize every day in practice. That's still obviously a key thing that we have to work on. So that's,
16 points, 9 rebounds in his debut for the Buffaloes as the Buffs get the victory over UC Riverside. Afterward, we heard from head coach Tad Boyle. Presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill. Celebrate responsibly.
That was a good win. Good, first games are never easy. You never quite know what to expect out of your team. Number one, Riverside's a really good opponent. I think anybody that saw that game tonight saw they've got some guards that are really, really good. We did a really good job of guarding the three-point line because they've got some shooters. We didn't get going tonight. I thought we guarded we want to hold opponents to less than 6 threes a game, and they only made 4. So I think that was a big part of the game. But overall, some good things we can build on and a lot of things we can learn from. We can learn a lot from their point guard. Got a lot of confidence in all 10 of those guys. And I've got confidence in some guys that are on the bench that aren't playing. It's just hard to play more than 10 guys and try to get a flow going. And sometimes as a player, it's hard, to go in there and not get a little bit of a rhythm going. So we try to, let guys play through mistakes, and I try not to have too quick of a hook. But as we turn the ball over, that's the one thing with this team that I'm going to really keep a sharp eye on.
Now, it's the head coach of the Buffaloes. After the victory over the Highlanders, we continue with JVonne Hadley here. Kind of tell folks how you ended up here. You're a St. Paul, Minnesota guy. Started out at Northeastern, went to Indiana Hills. How'd you become a Buffalo?
My recruitment started up right after the national tournament. We played in the junior college tournament last year. Coach Rowan was one of the first guys to call me. Okay. And then Coach Boyle was the second coach to call me. So, right away I knew that they had interest in me. And, Coach Boyle had that, straight up to him. He told me right away what my job would be. And, if I wanted to play, this is what I got to do.
You better play defense, right?
Yep, defensive rebound.
That's exactly right. Yep. You get tired of hearing those words from Tad when you play for the Buffaloes, but that's what it's all about. One thing Tad has built here in his 12 years is kind of a family. This is a pretty tight-knit group, I think. Were you welcomed with open arms when you got here?
Oh yeah, for sure. Right away, we we all started hanging out together and stuff like that, playing video games, going out to eat, and just hanging out and just building that connection because we knew that was gonna be a big part of our season and our team.
Had you ever been out to Colorado?
No, this is actually my first time out here, so I'm loving it. I'm loving the weather and stuff like that. The weather's a little bit nicer than Minnesota, so I'm loving it.
No doubt about that.
Yeah.
I'm from that part of the country. Yeah, this is nothing when you get winter out here. All right. Moving forward here, you got a game at Grambling on Friday night, right? That'll be, the tough contest there. Then you go play a team some people think is a Final Four team in Tennessee. You guys are going to find out about yourself pretty quick, aren't you?
Oh yeah, for sure. That starts, tonight. Just being locked in. Taking care of our bodies, taking care of our homework, our off the court stuff. Just taking care of the little things. So we're fully prepared. For those games coming up.
Well, it was a great opener though. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
16 points, 9 rebounds in his Buff debut for JVonne Hadley. Colorado next at Grambling on Friday night down in Louisiana. Coming up next here in the Buffalo Stampede, we're going to recap the Buffs game last week in football. We'll talk with my partner and former coach Gary Barnett when we come back.